Hey everyone, for those that prefer a much shorter version of my challenge instead of a longer playthrough, then you came to the right place. In this challenge, my daughter picked out my team of 6, excluding legendaries. I think I can win this, but I think I'll be around level 75 or 80 before I become the next Galar champion. Write down in the comment section if you believe I can do this as well, or if you think I will fail. We start off the game by picking Grookey as our starter, and right after fighting our rival, I was able to transform our starter into a more appropriate starter. Natu. As you can tell, Natu doesn't have the best of stats, a total base stats of 320, with its 2 higher stats in speed and special attack, which I will take advantage of that. On our way to Magnolia's house, a wild Chudo appeared and knocked out our Natu. At this point, I realized that it's going to be much harder than what I thought. So after getting to Magnolia's house and facing off Hop in a battle, we received a letter of endorsement from Leon and a Dynamax band. I then continue onward into the wild area and I caught myself a Stuffle. It took 5 attempts, but I eventually caught one and added it to the team. We went up the stairs to Moto Stroke City and got registered for the gym challenge. While there, Team Yell wanted to battle me because they're a bunch of troublemakers. And after that, we met with Marnie. Before we were able to leave Moto Stroke City, Hop was waiting for us at the exit and wanted a battle to see how well I have done. On our way to Turffield to take on our first gym leader, we went through Galar Mines, where we found another Pokemon trainer. Bede took us on with his fairy type team, and even though I thought I was going to lose, we managed to pull it off. Outside of Galar Mines, we found ourselves our third teammate, Pumpkaboo. We headed straight into Turffield and took on the grass gym, who was quite a pushover. I wasn't too worried to begin with, since he was our first gym and that it's grass type. After collecting our first gym badge, we headed over to Holbury, but before we arrived there, we found a doctor who was getting picked on by Team Yell. On the other side of the bridge, Hop was waiting for us once again and wanted to battle. After finally reaching Holbury, Elena wanted us to win the gym badge here in this city and then meet with Chairman Rose for a meal. It's very nice of her. I decided to scope around the city and found a trainer who was willing to trade me a Cottony if I was able to find a Mincino. Luckily, I remember there is a Mincino a little further back. I went to catch one and traded her for a Cottony, which will be evolving into Whimsicott. I headed up to the water gym and took on Nessa, who once again was not that hard. Immediately after winning our second gym badge, I remember that Elena wanted us to meet up with the chairman, and we talked about unlocking the secrets of Dynamaxing phenomenon. As we circle our way all the way around, Bede was waiting for us in the second mines. We took him on. It was a bit close of a battle, but we managed to pull through. Right after that, I regretted my decision by magically having a sunstone and using it to involve Cottony. I should have waited until I found a stone, but for some reason my brain was, I'll get Whimsicott right away. And even to this day of recording, I regret that decision. But I did get a Whimsicott, and I will learn from my mistakes. And next time I will wait, unless if it's a traded evolution. That's something different. So towards the exit of the second Galar Mines, Team Yellow was waiting and took me and Hop on a double battle. We finally came back around to Motostroke City and we took on the Fire Gym, where I decided that I was a bit under level, so I leveled up a little bit more, came back to take on the gym, and I was able to win on the first try by sheer luck. I had the huge disadvantage, but I think going to level up a bit helped out a lot. Since we were able to get 3 gym badges, the rest of the wild era opened up. And by my surprise, we were able to get our 4th team member, Cubchoo, just waiting out there in the wild, waiting for us. We arrived at Hammerlock City and Sanya came in, gave us a little history lesson. After that, we headed to the west to Stowanside, where we battled Hop. He wasn't doing too well. He was a little depressed after his recent battle with Bede, but he'll be okay. Here at Stowanside is the fighting gym, and I wasn't too worried. I had Net 2, and I had my trusty partner, Whimsicott. So we went in there and just destroyed that gym. After that, Bede showed up and wanted to battle us. Obviously, we won. After getting the fighting gym, Glenwood Tango opened up and we were able to get Ndidi, our last teammate. Even though, since I was playing Pokémon Sword, I caught the male, but little magic, and we got that fixed to a female. After getting through that forest, we arrived at Balonlia? Not sure how to pronounce that. Where the fairy gym waited. We lost a couple times, but on the 3rd try, we finally won. After receiving the fairy gym, we make our way to Sir Chester, where we battled Hop. Here is the rock gym, which was a gym I was once again not worried. And by defeating Gordo, the gym leader, that proved that we were a force to be reckoned with. We headed south from Sir Chester, and we saw once again our good friend the Doctor being picked on by 2 Team Yell members. We battled the both of them, and the Doctor showed his appreciation by upgrading our bike to the water bike, so now we can go on water. Upon getting down to Route 9, we saw that the entrance to Spike Mouth City was blocked. The gate was closed, but our good friend Marnie decided to give us a lending hand. We battled her, she showed us a back entrance, and we entered Team Yell's fortress. After going down the street, we were able to find Piers, the gym leader, who does not like to use Dynamax, which is no problem. I don't mind that at all. I took him on, won our battle, headed back to Hammerlock, and I took on Raihan, who, even though he says he is a dragon gym leader, he didn't have a lot of dragons on his team, but he went down easily with our team. After that, we wasted no time, headed straight north through Route 10 and arrived at Windun. Arriving at Windun, we wasted once again no time, headed straight Poke League, where we enter to become the next Pokemon champion. We took on multiple trainers. First up was Marnie, who went down pretty easily. Hop came in, we were following her. We knocked him out. After defeating Hop, we had to play a little search and find with Olina, 3 league staff members. After doing that, we received the key to the Rose Tower, where we went up multiple floors, and Elena waited for us for a battle, who gave us a bit of a trouble. Upon coming back to the Pokemon League, Bede makes a surprising visit, demanding to take me on in a Pokemon battle, and if he doesn't win, he's retiring. Of course, I couldn't do that. I had to be a bit of a pain, and I defeated him, and everyone cheered him on, and he just couldn't retire. So take that, Bede. Take that. After that, the finals begin. Our first opponent was Nessa, which, just like the first time taking her on, she went down so easily. Up next was B, the fighting gym leader, who, just like when we met with her, we took her down extremely quick, along with Raihan, who followed her. At this point, I don't see how we could ever lose. Whimsicott was there helping us out. Nothing could take us down. I was feeling really good in this run, but then suddenly Chairman Rose interrupted our match. That was supposed to be me and Leon. I would have became Pokemon champion. Hop wants to help with what's going on, and he brought up that the chairman talked about the darkest day and how he wants to bring it to a reality. With that, he remembers that we heard that before, and we headed right over to Slumberland Weald. There we found an altar where there was a rusty sword and a rusty shield. I'm sure you could guess what we picked playing Pokémon Sword. Yeah, we picked the shield. I'm just kidding. We picked the sword. Why would we pick the other games? Bad joke. I'm sorry. After that, we headed to Hammerlock City where Chairman Rose was waiting for us. This battle, my goodness. Granted, we didn't have any fire types and our fighting type selection was very limited. But Chairman Rose destroyed us so many times, over and over and over, until we finally won. We did have to go back out and level up a bit, but we finally won. I didn't level up to 100 and just destroy him. I leveled up to a reasonable amount, and we finally won. I sure hope we never face Steel type again. Not without having Fire type, at least. After that, we headed upstairs where Eternatus was waiting for us. We battled him and his Dynamax form. After that, we managed to catch him in a Moon Ball. But since this run, we don't need Eternatus, we put him right in the box. He wasn't one of the selected. He never would have been, to be honest. But then we headed back for our last match against Leon. I didn't think so soon that we would once again have another problem. Leon destroyed us probably worse than what the chairman did. Chairman Rose. It was just defeat after defeat until by some miracle I realized Indeedee, if she can set off 6 Calm Minds, she's a force to be reckoned with. I didn't think Indeedee could do anything like this, but Indeedee was our hero. Not only with Leon, but with Chairman Rose. And with that, I have respect for Indeedee. So after Leon got defeated, we became the new champion. Normally this is where my run would end, but there's some post-game. My memory was a bit foggy, but I do recall that it wasn't a very long post-game. So we decided to just pick it right up and go. Hop wanted to battle us. We won, and there we met the new villains. Yeah, these guys are something else. Sanya met up with us and told us about power spot locations where Pokemon are just randomly Dynamaxing. And with these two new villains, Swordart and Shieldbert, I have a feeling they're behind this. So we headed to Turffield Stadium, where a Sarina was waiting for us. She wasn't too much of a problem, and then we made our way to Holbury Stadium, where a Gyarados was just chilling there. And finally, Motostroke Stadium, where a very slow Torkoal waited for us. All three easily gone. We went to Sanya's lab, and there was a little bit of inconvenience, where Swordward and Shieldbert had an assistant pretending to help Sanya, only to grab the Dynamax stones. They decided to take us on in a double battle, which we won. We then learned that there are still a few more power spots left to go after, one of them being in Sir Chester Stadium. So Sir Chester Stadium, which had a Gilgalith waiting for us. We headed over to Balanlia Stadium, where we found out that Bede already took on and defeated the Pokemon at this, but it wanted to battle us instead to see if we were worth it. It wasn't too bad. And then we finished our run on Stolaside Stadium, where a Conqueror waited for us. At last, Hammerlock had a Haxorus, which, luckily for us, Indeedee has a Fairy type move and took it out easily. We caught wind that there was some trouble happening back on Rose Tower, so we headed back over there and battled Swordward. After that, we took on Zamazenta Zematenta unfortunately could not be calmed down after what Swordward did to him, and he fled. Hop said he would take care of that, and so I stayed behind and caught Zacian in a Master Ball, because I thought I just had to defeat it, and then I could use whatever ball, and I was going to use a Beast Ball, but that wasn't the case, so I used a Master Ball. Now is the time to finish this side journey, and we went back to Slumberland Well, where Hop was able to calm down Zamazenta, caught it in a Pokeball, told us that he wanted to take us on one last time. We lost a couple times. Well, we lost once and won the second. But after seeing what his team was, he went down pretty easy. And that is the end of the postgame. This was a very fun run to do, even though I did get upset multiple times through the run because of Steel type. I was surprised that my levels were not as high as I thought they would have been when I became the champion, but it was still fun. If you enjoyed this run, be sure to check out my other videos I have done. Yes, my summary videos are not great, but I am working to get that better. I am working on my editing skills, kind of doing this by myself, teaching myself as I go on, but they are getting better. So please don't forget to hit subscribe if you enjoyed this video so you don't miss out on any of my videos that come out in the future. And thank you.